Regional Supply Office, Oceana. I would like to welcome you to the retirement ceremony in honor of Logistics Specialist First Class, Raymond L. White. I am Alexander Young, your Master of Ceremonies. This will be an uncovered event. For those of you not familiar with Navy retirement ceremonies, you are about to witness a ceremony that is unique and has no equal among the other branches of our nation's military. Boasted, post the sidelines.
Aye. Side boys, post. Ready, front.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. First class sailors, United States Navy. All right. Regional Supply Office, Oceana. All right. Sidelines. Post. Color guard. Parade the colors. Color guard. Retire the colors. Reverend Thomas Biggs will now offer the invocation.
Father, we're grateful for the country that we live in. We're grateful for the many freedoms that are afforded us. We thank you for those who are willing to serve in different branches of service to protect those freedoms. We thank you for those who serve for any length of time, but we also give you special thanks for those who dedicate a good part of their life to serving you. And so today we come together for that purpose, to honor the one who has spent 20 years privately serving the country that he was born in, grew up in, and loves. And so we ask today that we not only honor him, but honor all people who are devoted to protecting the freedoms of the country, but especially today, as we celebrate the 20 years of service that Raymond White has given to the country. So may this service please you, and may it bring the honor that is due to Ray as he completes this milestone in his life. Thank you for all you do through Christ. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. In the late 1700s, the United States Navy set sail with new ideas, new goals, and a desire to build traditions that will last through the test of time. The Navy led the way with providing honors for crewmen. The 1800s saw enlisted men holding retirements for enlisted men for the first time. The captain will allow the jolly boat to take the enlisted retiree ashore. After the Civil War, commanding officers began to hold enlisted retirement ceremonies to show the crew that he and the Navy recognized the contributions of its enlisted sailors. We are gathered today to witness the final stage in a very full and productive 20-year career with the traditional Navy ceremony. Just as this is the end of one phase in LS1 White's life, it is the beginning of another. So our gathering today also gives us the opportunity to wish him every success in the future as he looks forward to new challenges and rewards. I extend especially warm welcome to LS1 White's mother, Bonnie, his father, Raymond, his sons, Thomas and Cole, and his daughter, Sherry. I know that you, more than any one of us, are vividly aware of the sacrifices that Raymond has made in the service of our country, and I speak for the entire command when I say how pleased we are to have you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to introduce Regional Supply Officer Oceania's Supply Officer, Commander Miles Bradley.
Good afternoon. So great to see all these faces out here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Thanks for everybody for coming. I'd like to welcome you all to a special occasion marking the retirement of Petty Officer White. We're gathered here to witness the final stage of a very full and productive military career that has spanned 20 years. I'd like to again wish a warm welcome to his family and making that long drive across the border from North Carolina. So thanks for being here with us today. I know that you, more than anyone, are really vividly aware of the sacrifices he has made over the course of his career, deployments and being far away, and appreciate you sharing him with us over the past 20 years so that he can serve this nation. Today we're here not only to recognize Petty Officer White's many contributions, which in their own unique way have made our Navy stronger and more capable force in our never-ending fight for peace, but we're also here to say thanks. Thanks for the many dedicated hours and personal initiative that have helped him to make Aviation Support Detachment Oceana the proud professional organization it is today. Thanks for being the type of sailor that ensured the next generation of logistics specialists are ready to meet the challenges of tomorrow. I had the opportunity to sit down with Petty Officer White about a month ago, pulling him off of his arduous terminal leave schedule. You know, he's been on leave for 50 days already. He's got another 30 days that he's looking at. So we're able to get him back into the office, get him to shave up, put on a uniform. Actually, no, you were in civilian clothes, I think, so he didn't even put on a uniform. But anyway, I was thinking, getting to know him a little bit. This poor fella, he voluntarily chose to be a substitute teacher and worked toward that accreditation while he was on leave. And I don't know about you, but I can recall as a kid, we used to abuse the heck out of a substitute teacher, so I'm not sure why you would want to do that when you're on your leave, but I don't envy that position. However, I do admire your genuine enthusiasm and excitement for your next career as an elementary school teacher. I'm sure a lot of your eagerness comes from the prospect of being surrounded by people your own height. But we all know it goes deeper than that. You initially joined the Navy to pursue higher education without putting the financial burden on your family. And I think we can all agree you still succeed there. Earning a associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, recently your master's degree in education. And I guess when you have that drive, you're able to do anything. 6 years of shore duty oceanic life too. As you embark on your journey, teaching and continuing to pursue self-improvement through your doctorate degree program, I know you look back fondly on the extended family you served with during your Navy career as a sailor and as a Navy. I have some words here that kind of what he says. I want to bore you with them again. Basically talking about how this ceremony was very unique. You won't see this in the Army or Air Force. It's very historic with Navy tradition. So sit back and enjoy the ceremony today, and hopefully you get something from it, and a sense of the sacrifice and heritage that Petty Officer White has been a part of over these 20 years. So thank you everybody for coming today.
Thank you, Commander Mazzarella. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege and honor to introduce today's guest speaker, retired SKCS Peter Maurer.
I kind of like that SKCS, especially the SK. Commander Marzella, Petty Officer White, Bonnie, Raymond White, Thomas, Cody, and Sharon, men and women of Aviation Support Detachment, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the ceremony to honor Petty Officer First Class Logistics Specialist Raymond White on the occasion of his retirement from the United States Navy. The Navy, more so than any other service, is steeped in tradition, brought about by common dangers, shared victories, and arduous conditions of a life at sea, all of which foster camaraderie common only to those who go to sea in ships. It is at sea that sailors are bound together by traditions, shared practices, and ancient customs. The Navy, by its very nature, lends itself to the perpetuation of the more venerated traditions, not the least of which is the retirement ceremony. Petty Officer White and I met when I reported to the USS Austin in 1996. I was on my CPO tour, and he was a seaman storekeeper under my charge. I was immediately impressed by his cockiness and his ability to deal with some interesting personalities. I would come to GSK demanding of him to give me my ship back for whatever maintenance repair job that was, invariably going to keep the ship from getting underway, often lacking the required paperwork, and threatening to ruin what's left of your pathetic career. With Petty Officer White, I was always confident that requirements would be filled and accountability maintained. It is with like confidence that I now witness Petty Officer White's transition from a career at sea to a career in the classroom. Both occupations are fraught with peril. I too made a similar transition. I know what that classroom can be like, not for elementary, but for middle schoolers. Presently, Ray is working to complete his doctorate from North Central University, and once he achieves that goal, Ray will seek a position in early grades education, teaching the next generation about the world in which they are entering. I am confident that his future students will be in good hands with Mr. White. Today we say goodbye to a shipmate, but one thing I have learned is that there is never finality in goodbye in the Navy. It is difficult for me to go anywhere in the world and not run into someone I know from a previous duty station. Ray, you have touched the lives of literally thousands of people. In the 2 decades of your naval service, the influence you've had on their lives has left a legacy in the Navy that will be felt for years to come. At the conclusion of a naval career, the greatest tribute is to have others say, he walked this way and he made a difference. The Navy is better off today because you walked this way. Ray, as you prepare to come about and set a new course, I join all your friends in wishing you the traditional Navy farewell reserved for shipmates. May you forever have fair winds and following seas. You will be missed.
Thank you, Peter Morrow, for that remarkable speech. Lieutenant Commander Brooks will now present LS1 White with various certificates and awards. Will the guests please rise? For service in the Armed Forces of the United States Navy to Logistics Specialist First Class, Raymond L. White, I extend to you my personal thanks and a sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Barack H. Obama, Commander-in-Chief. Lieutenant Commander Brooks will now present LS1 White's End of Tour Award. Military personnel, attention to award. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Navy has awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal to Raymond L. White, Jr., United States Navy for meritorious service while serving as leading petty officer while assigned to Aviation Support Detachment Oceana from September 2009 to October 2015. Petty Officer White's leadership and guidance ensured Aviation Support Detachment Oceana maintained accountability of an inventory valued in excess of $600 million with 0 carcass charges. He was instrumental in earning 4 consecutive Blue E Awards for supply excellence and a grade of outstanding on 4 Naval Air Forces supply management assessments and inspections. His unique ability to motivate and train sailors had a lasting and positive impact, resulting in 192 Navy advancements while maintaining a 98% retention rate. Petty Officer White's managerial ability, personal initiative, and unswerving devotion to duty reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Signed, for the Secretary of Navy, R.C. Stearns, Captain, U.S. Navy, Commander, Strike Fighter Wing Atlantic. Will the guests please be seated? Present a letter of appreciation from the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. It is my distinct honor and privilege to congratulate you on the momentous occasion of your retirement from the United States Navy. As a sailor and a citizen, you have selflessly served with uncommon devotion to our nation and Navy. Please know that your accomplishments and sacrifices are enshrined in history, and you have done your part during your time to establish a legacy of excellence. You led your sailors through superb personal example, tireless enthusiasm, and fierce dedication to our Navy. Shipmate, you made a lasting impact on the Navy and in the lives of sailors. There is no more profound responsibility than to lead our men and women who wear the Navy uniform. As you move to your next chapter in life and take on new challenges, remember the principles that made you a successful sailor. They will take you far in your future endeavors at home, in the workplace, and across the community. I encourage you to stay connected with our Navy. Your experiences and perspective are invaluable to all those sailors who will serve for years to come. Thank you for all you have done and all you will do. I salute you and your family for an honorable career defending the precious liberties of our country. Congratulations on a job truly well done. All the best, Mike Stevens. Lieutenant Commander Rooks will now present a certificate from the Governor of North Carolina. LS1 Pascal will now present the gift of the traditional shadow box to LS1 White. The tradition of presenting a shadow box to a retiring sailor is born of early Royal Navy custom. When a sailor joined the ship's crew, he would join that ship for his sailor's voyages to ports, trinkets, souvenirs, and reminders of his travels. Naturally, as space aboard a ship was at a premium, these items tended to be small. When the sailor piped ashore for the last time, his shipmates saw to it that a special ceremonial box was constructed for him. The box would hold all the possessions that had been collected during those many voyages and would simultaneously symbolize the sailor's career and time aboard ship. When a sailor retired and was departing the ship for the last time, it was considered bad luck for the sailor's shadow box to touch land before he did. The sailor's shipmates would construct a sturdy box handcrafted of the finest material in which to display mementos of the sailor's accomplishments, thereby symbolically creating a shadow of the sailor. The shadow until he was safely assured, at which time the shadow box was given to him. This shadow box contains mementos of LS1 White's careers, medals, duty station, insignia, and rank, representing 20 years of service. Included is the flag flown over the battleship North Carolina, signifying the end of his military career. LS1 Pascal will now present a plaque from the Regional Supply Office, Oceana, First Class Petty Officers Mess. Commander Mazzarella will now present LS1 White his Fleet Reserve Certificate. This is to certify that Logistics Specialist First Class transferred from active duty to the Fleet Reserve of the United States Navy on the 30th day of November 2015, after 20 years of service. This certificate is awarded as a testimonial of faithful and honorable service. Signed, R.S. Mazzarella, Commander, Supply Corps, United States Navy, Supply Officer, Regional Supply Office, Oceana. Escorts. Please escort LS1 White's mother, Bonnie, his father, Ray, men, his son, Thomas and Cody, and his daughter, Sharon, to join LS1 White.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Commander Brooks will present a certificate of appreciation to his family. Please escort the family to their seats. At this time, Ellis Ron White will present flowers to his family members. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Logistics Specialist First Class, Surface Warfare, Raymond L. White, Jr., United States Navy.
Okay, ready. First off, I want to thank Commander Mozzarella, Lieutenant Commander Brooks, and Senior Chief Maurer, Reverend Biggs for being here today. I stand before you today humbled and in awe that so many of you consider my retirement ceremony worthy of your time. It is not lost upon me that many of you have traveled many miles at your own expense to be here. Thank you. First, I need to say a few things about my guest speaker, Peter Maurer. He was the very first chief that I worked for that really cared about his division crew. He taught us if you take care of your people, they will take care of you. I remember shortly after he arrived at USS Austin, he had S1 crew watch a video about a paradigm shift to show us that when you resist change due to old ways, you can sometimes block out the creative solutions to problems. I can honestly say that it was with his leadership and guidance that helped me get to where I am today. So thank you. To all the military family that's here, I have been and continue to be blessed by your love, your friendship, and your camaraderie. For that, I'm grateful, even if you're just here to make sure that I actually go. I joined the Navy in October of 1995. Just to add some perspective, a gallon of gas was $1.09. A dozen of eggs were 87 cents. Windows 95 was released, and the Grateful Dead announced their breakup. I checked aboard the USS Austin in May of '96, and I was nervous and anxious at the same time. As I walked on the quarterdeck, I found out we were deployed in July. So much for a period of adjustment. As I look back on my time on board the Austin, and I see a few of the else's days here from that time, I realize that it was by far one of the very best commands I've ever been a part of. You couldn't have convinced me of that at the time, now I realize that. I never envisioned myself being in this position that I am today. I initially had a goal to travel and get my education, and that evolved into a career. But in this journey, I discovered it was much more than that. I met some amazing people who would become an extension of my family. As a young child, I always wanted a younger sibling. My brothers were much, much older than me. Before the Mansions of '98, I met Jeff Peter Holt. We had both left our sons when they were still babies. Cody was 3 weeks old and Jared was 3 months. And I feel like I gained a brother, but don't believe a single story he tells you. But if you ask me later, I'll tell you all his. I certainly hope that everyone has a friend like him at some point in your life. Since being at ASD, I have made some great friends as well, many who participated in my ceremony today. And I wouldn't want to sit there and list them all, out of fear I might leave someone off. Those 3 people I have to mention, ZZ Top, he's not here today, so but still mention him, AA Ron, and Grandpa. Thanks for helping me keep my sanity on the weekends with countless hours of palm darts and card games, and I can't wait for our trip to LA. I have to thank Brianna Young for helping put this thing together. I really do appreciate it. And all my fellow first classers at ASD, it was a great 6 years of shore duty, yes, 6 years, and I've seen turnover happen around 3 to 4 times. It was a pleasure to serve with you all. My parents. Without them, I wouldn't be here, so thank you for having me. You two are my rock, and a guy couldn't ask for 2 better people to call Mom and Dad. My once again much older brothers, William and Thomas, thanks for all the years of torture to help prepare me for the Navy. My sister-in-laws, my nieces, my nephews, and my great-nephews, I love each and every one of you. Now everyone hold on to your seats, this one's going to be a doozy. My ex-wife, Beth. While we couldn't live together, you did give me something that no one else could, and that's my 3 children, so I thank you for that. I remember when I met Thomas, he was 3 years old, but I've always considered him my son. The first thing he said to me is, "Hey, you went to karate?" And it has been an honor to be your dad, and watch you grow into the fine young man you have become. My son Cody, when he was born, I couldn't stop crying. Yeah. Because I was happy. And now we prepare for you to graduate from high school and move on to college. And I'm more proud of you than I could ever say. Finally, my daughter Sharon. Now, don't take anything away from the other 2 children, and I don't love anyone more than the other. But when I held her in my arms, I immediately felt my wallet shrink. A daughter who has held my hand for just a few years, but holds my heart forever. While today is supposed to be my day, it's actually much more than that. Today is the exact day that I arrived at boot camp, and it just so happens to be the same day. As my Uncle Leon's birthday. Today he would have been 68 years old, and there isn't a day that goes by that we don't miss and love him. To sailors that find yourself trying to decide to make it a career or to do your time and move on, you will often find yourself going back and forth from getting out to staying in. I know it's not an easy decision. Take your time and ask yourself, do I love what I do or would I rather be doing something else? The Navy has many opportunities and it's not always going to be handed to you. What do you get out of the Navy, you may ask? Simply whatever you put into it. This isn't your LPO's career or your package career, it's yours. Make it the very best thing you have ever done, no matter if that's for 20 years or 4 years. Go out and own it, and in the end you will look back and be proud of your own accomplishments. The older generation defines themselves in the next line to retire. Get ready, it happens fast. Don't think you will just coast through it, it's a lot of work. Soak it all up, because when it's over, that's it. There's no redos, no second chances. So take it all in, enjoy the moment, because that's really all this is. It's just a moment in our lives, but it's a moment you will remember forever. As I transition from active duty to retire, I hope to get a teaching job, or maybe I'll just do some traveling and check some things off my bucket list. But one thing I know for certain is I'll always be a sailor at heart. And I'll leave you with my favorite quote. I can imagine no more rewarding career, and any man may be asked this century what he did to make his life worthwhile. I think can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison White. We will now have the passing of the flag ceremony. Similar to the folding of the flag passes Vincent to a retiring service member. The recital of Old Glory is divided into a number of segments meant to represent the date of each promotion held by the retiring shipmate during his career and will be read by retired AKCN Tim Lane. About face.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident and I am arrogant. I am very proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am saluted. I am respected. I am revered. I am loved. And I am feared. Stood watch over the enchanted new frontiers of space from my vantage point on the moon. I have been silent witness to all America's finest hours, but my finest hour comes when I am torn into stripes to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle, when I fly at half-mast to honor my fallen soldiers, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the graveside of her fallen son. I am proud. My name is Old Glory, dear God. Long may I live. Petty Officer White, White Sr. This flag was flown over the USS North Carolina. This flag is in recognition of your Vietnam service.
Flag detail. Post. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the benediction.
Father, we're grateful that over the last 20 years, you have directed in the life of Ray White, and we ask that as he makes this transition from his service to his country to pursuing an education that will enable him to teach others, we ask that you direct in the decisions that he makes concerning his life. We thank you for those of the Navy that has had an impact on his life, and we thank you for the impact that he has had on the lives of others. And so we ask that as we bring this service to a conclusion, that you would just continue to direct in the life of Ray. May all of his decisions be the decisions that you have to make. Thank you for what you have done. We look forward to seeing what you're going to do through this person who has dedicated 20 years of his life to serve this country. Through Christ. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Today, our Navy has given the majority of the pomp and circumstances, the honors, traditions, and ceremonies back to history. Time does not always afford us the opportunity to do these things from the past. However, we still stop all engines, lay about smartly, and drop anchor to pay respect to one of our shipmates going ashore to honor the years served, freely given for 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness a time-honored naval custom. In a few moments, Ellesmere White will request permission to go ashore for the last time in his Navy career and will be piped over the side. Prior to requesting permission to go ashore, I will recite the watch. We are gathered here today. All hands on deck was passed. The crew standing by. The commanding officer giving a speech. The first class about to go ashore. Yes, today, we stand tall, the side boys to pay honor to one of our shipmates, to honor those years served, to recognize the guidance, the leadership, the expertise, and most of all, the friendship that this shipmate has given so freely these past 20 years. Amen. For 20 years, this sailor stood to watch. This sailor stood to watch while some of us were in our bunks at night, while others of us were in school, and yes, even before some of us was born. This sailor stood to watch. This sailor left the shore and saw his family. They needed guidance, comfort, help, and this sailor's warm hand to hold in times of trouble. Yet this sailor stood to watch. Storm clouds of war were seen brewing on the horizon of history, and this sailor stood to watch. This sailor knew that the watch must be stood. This sailor stood to watch these many years so that you and I, our families, and our fellow countrymen could sleep soundly each night. Sleep in safety with the secure feeling that a sailor, a shipmate, stood to watch. Now we stand here to say, shipmate, you stand relieved. Relieved by those you have guided. train, and led. LS1 White, you stand relieved. We have the watch. Bosun, post the side,
Side boys. Post. Ready. Front.
Bosun, stand by to pipe the side, shipment going ashore. Ladies and gentlemen, the time-honored custom of piping LS1 White and his family over the side will now be conducted. Will the guests please rise? All military guests, please cover. LS1 White will now request permission to go ashore.
Sir, permission to go ashore.
Permission granted. Go short.
Logistics Specialist, First Class, Surface Warfare, United States Navy, retired, departed. Navy family, departed. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the retirement ceremony. Thank you for joining LS1 White and his family in this time-honored tradition. The reception is being held